Hey guys, Mark Lawson here with Fat to Sexy, and I'm going to show you another super low fat, high protein recipe that is super simple. I'm all about super simple and making the food that I eat taste good. Alright, remember, it doesn't have to be super expensive. So, is what I've got here. I've got 3 chicken breasts that is just basically sliced up, just in little strips. And is what you're going to need for this recipe is about 3 chicken breasts whole, sliced just like that. You're going to need some ground pepper is what I'm going to season it with. Coarse ground pepper, onion powder, and garlic powder, and just some regular original taco seasoning mix. And I like these corn tortillas because they are they're corn for one, which is great, but they're really soft. You can bend them and everything. They just work really well when you're making taquitos or little tacos like what we're going to do today. You're also going to need some any kind of salsa. I like this salsa, which is really good. Great value. Hey, save a buck, right? It doesn't have to be expensive. And, of course, the Pam cooking spray. So I'm going to go ahead and get started seasoning the chicken. Grab my bowl right here, and I'm just going to put my chicken in here, just like this. And I'm going to wash my hands real quick. Always wash your hands. You never want to cross-contaminate anything, even though we're working with chicken only. But you always want to try to rinse your hands off. All right. I'm going to spray a little bit of this Pam spray in here. Kind of lubricate it a little bit. Some garlic powder. And remember, this is just to taste. Onion powder. I love onion. And your coarse ground pepper. And this right here, this taco seasoning, it says the serving size is 2 teaspoons, and it has sodium of 580 milligrams. So we want to definitely be careful with the sodium. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and use 2 teaspoons. But the cool thing is when I cook this, some of the sodium is going to cook out, so it's not really going to be that big of a deal. It's not like I'm going to be eating all of this by myself. So I got my little teaspoon, and we'll just kind of eyeball it and actually see. That's about a teaspoon right there. So, and actually, you know what? About a teaspoon might just do it. I think I'm going to do a teaspoon and a half. And not the whole thing. So I don't want a lot of sodium, and that's the key, because you know sodium retains water, and you don't want a lot of water weight. So your first week of this program, or working out with me, which I appreciate that, but you want to try to get the excess water out of your body. All right. So I'm just going to mix this up and get it all over it. And this is, I already smell it. That taco seasoning is good, so get some of that. It's smelling really good. Now what I'm going to use to cook this with, you can do a stovetop, but since I'm time crunched and I'm hungry, because it's about 3 hours since my last meal, I'm going to use my George Foreman grills. Alright guys, we're back. Hey, the George Foreman grills are all warmed up. They're over here popping really good. So we're going to go ahead and throw this chicken on here. While I was waiting for it to heat up, I just popped the chicken in the fridge. I mean, you know, no secret. I'm not trying to hide anything from you guys. So I'm just going to go ahead and start laying this on here and getting it going. Ooh, I can smell that seasoning. It's smelling good, good, good. Just like this. And I want to show y'all a trick that I saw on Food Network about the corn tortillas, which is actually pretty cool. Pretty interesting about how to heat those bad boys up. Alright, so I got those on there. Wash my hands real quick a little bit. Get all that stuff off. This is going to be really good, guys. For real. Super simple, super cheap. Pop that down just like that. And this should take about 10 minutes. Maybe not even that. Maybe about 7 minutes. I still got a couple little strips in there that I'll just throw on there when I'm making the actual little taco taquitos. So, alright. So, I'm going to let that cook. And we'll pick back up when it's finished. Alright, so it's been about 7 minutes, and I'm going to go ahead and take these off. I did sneak a little peek before we came back, so I just want to make sure it looked good. Alright, so I'm just going to lift these up, and now be careful because it's kind of hot. But just peel those off there. Look at that. That looks good. Just gonna bring this over here on the cutting board. And this is juicy. Whew. Careful, don't burn yourself. And this looks good. Golly. Alright. And it smells good too. Now, I had a couple more little pieces that I'm going to go ahead and throw in here. Just throw that in there just like that. Pop that down. Oh. Alright, I'm going to turn off the oven. And now we gotta chop all this up, and as you can see, this is probably gonna make quite a bit. You can probably see that sting. Oof, look at that. Yeah, that is nice. Nice and tender. What you're gonna do is just chop these up. So they're still a little hot, so you might need to let them cool. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to let that finish cooking, and I'm going to chop all this up. And after you get it chopped up, just throw in a bowl, and we'll continue with the salsa and preparing the tortillas and stuffing them all, and getting it ready to throw in the oven. All right. So I'm going to let this cool, chop it up, and we'll be right back. Alright, so I'm just finishing chopping up this chicken real quick. It was really hot earlier. But this is going to make a lot, and I think it's probably going to make a little bit more than what I anticipated, which is okay because I'll have leftover. And now if you got kids, they're going to love this too. Alright, so we got all of our chicken. Now it's time to go ahead and pop in the salsa. And let's see what we got here. I always read the labels because you just got to. It says 2 tablespoons is 1 serving with 150 milligrams of sodium. Alright, so we'll try to work with what we can. I'm going to try to go the full tablespoon and mix this up. Since we got a nice little chunk of chicken in here, I may have to go about 4. Alright, that'll that'll be perfect. Alright, now the next thing we need, I forgot to tell you guys, one next ingredient is going to be the cheese. And the cheese is right here, which is the fat-free cheddar cheese. Now keep in mind, all this is low fat, super low fat. This says 1/4 of a cup is 1 serving, and we got 280 milligrams of sodium in here and 9 grams of protein. So like I said before, this is a really high protein packed little deal. So 1/4 of a cup is right at about a handful. I'm just going to set that in there. That looks to be about perfect. I think the other chicken is finished, and I'm just going to come over here. I'm just going to stir this up. This is going to be, golly, this is going to be so good. You guys don't hesitate to try this, because this just looks and tastes super. Stir that up real good. Alright, so next we got to prepare our tortillas. And I'm going to say that's probably going to make quite a bit. So I'm going to get about 10 tortillas. And these are so soft, so tender. Grab me a little plate. And the way to keep them tender, like I said I was going to show you guys a trick that I saw off Food Network, and this is actually pretty cool. I'm just going to wet this paper towel. And this will keep the moisture in on the tortillas. I really hope you guys try this and post a comment on YouTube to tell me how you liked it. And if you didn't, that's cool. You know, it's not anything, you know, some people like it, some people don't. But the intent of these videos is to show y'all options and show y'all how you can be creative with your food. So I'm going to pop that in there for about 35 minutes, or 35 seconds, I'm sorry. So now we need a pan. We just move all this over here. I'm going to go ahead and turn on my oven to about 400 because the meat is already cooked, and we just need it to melt that cheese and warm up that salsa. And wrap it and get a little bit of our mixture here. Look at that. This is going to be good. Alright. Now, I got them all wrapped up. So I'm going to go ahead and pop them in the oven. So, let me grab fork in here, and hopefully I can do this without burning myself. And the cool thing about these corn tortillas is once they're baked, they just stay right there, so you don't have to worry about them really falling apart. Go ahead and give it a try. Tell me what you think. Comment down below, and happy eating, guys, and that's it. All right.